How's it going, Good Vibe Tribe? It's Elise here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my views on money. And this is a topic that I have been considering and wanting to share for such a long time now, over a year at least, and I've kind of been hesitant to do so. And I guess I've been in a phase recently where I'm just ready to get over that hesitation and fear of judgment and just share with you regardless, because I know there are so many of you who do want to hear about my views on money and who want to hear about how I have established raw alignment in general. So this is kind of like the beginning to me starting to share some business related videos, and I'm really excited to finally be diving into this. It feels like such a good release, and it feels like it's the right time. The time is now. I want to talk to you a little bit about my thoughts on money when I was growing up. I kind of viewed money as like directly related to struggle and stress, because in my family, like, that was something that was always talked about during stressful times. When people were stressed, like, the topic of money came up, and that is what I was exposed to as a child. So I carried that out with me through teenage years, young adult years, and I moved out of the house, I went to college, and then I left college and came here to Hawaii, and I still had this belief that money equaled stress and struggle, and stress and struggle, it just like all tied together. So that's kind of where I was at when I was living on the fruit farm. When I first moved here, Kanikiki, if you guys have been tuned into my channel for a while, you remember that time of my life. And thank you, by the way, for sticking with me for so long. It's so beautiful that there have been so many of you who have been watching this channel for so long and watching my life unfold. So yeah, that time in my life, and when I was living in the van, I had these like daydreams of living in a world that just didn't involve money. I daydreamed of living in a world that was still using the barter system, or returning to use the barter system of trading goods and services and everything. And honestly, it was fun to fantasize about a world like that. But the reality is that this present world today that we live in right now, it involves money. Money is a tool that we can utilize for good, or we can struggle with it, and it's going to then impact our lives in that way. And yeah, so let me talk to you about the turning point for me. I was living in the van, I was really struggling financially, and that was kind of causing struggle in other areas of my life. For example, the inside of the van was like the bare minimum, just like an air mattress in there and some blankets and a cardboard box to keep our like dried food and stuff like that. And I was struggling with my health because I was not able to buy like bulk fresh food for a good deal and like keep it in the van, because it would just get so hot in there, because I'm living in Hawaii and I was on the sunny side at that point, and I was struggling with my health because I didn't have the finances to back me up to evolve the van or to make adjustments to my lifestyle. I was just like struggling to get by at that point. And then I read the book You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It was like just as the new year was beginning. So gosh, maybe 2 years ago at this point, I think. It was a book recommendation from my brother. Thank you for the book recommendation. It changed my life, honestly. That book helped me become aware of my views on money and actually like bring all of that to the surface and analyze my thoughts and my feelings and my views on money, and how my life was a direct manifestation of that. I viewed that money meant stress and struggle, and at that time I was struggling a lot, and my body was under a lot of stress, which was causing me in general, my mind, to be under a lot of stress, because when I don't feel good, it's hard for me to feel good mentally and to be mentally clear and to make a positive impact in the world, which is my goal. So as I said, reading that book really prompted me to become aware of my view on money, how it was impacting my life, and I got inspired to create 2 money mantras for myself that I was going to repeat every single day until I actually believed them to be true. And those two money mantras that I literally did repeat to myself every single day for at least 6 months were, I am worthy of living in abundance, because at that point in time, I didn't feel like I was. I felt like abundance was for like rich people, and I had this view of people who had a lot of money, and it wasn't necessarily a positive view, and this was only a couple of years ago. So I felt like I was blocking myself to living in abundance. I felt like simplicity and simple living and living without many belongings was the opposite of living in abundance. And flash forward a couple of years later, I know how much they intertwine and how untrue that was. But that was the story that I was telling myself, and that was exactly what was happening in my life. So that was the first money mantra that I created for myself. I am worthy of living in abundance. And I wrote it down, and I vocalized it, and I thought about it, and I really tried to embody it and believe it. And it took time, but eventually it sunk in. The second money mantra that I used to repeat to myself is that life is easier and more fun with an abundance of money. And this money mantra in particular felt like such a lie to me, because I had been telling myself this complete other story, the opposite of that life was more of a struggle with money involved, because you have to work harder, you have to work more, and money brings stress and struggle, and it's just like this vicious cycle. And that was the story I was telling myself. So I decided to get empowered and to take control and responsibility of my relationship with money and my views on money, and to totally transform it. So I introduced those two mantras: I'm worthy of living in abundance, and life is easier and more fun with an abundance of money, which also related to like being able to experience new things in the world. Because at that point when I was living in the van, I felt like I had to turn down adventures because I didn't know if I could like pay for the gas to go on all of these adventures. And I was just so stressed, not feeling like I could do things freely, not feeling like I could go to the other side of the island, or like travel to a different island, or do anything. I felt like I was limited, and I felt like my life experiences were limited. And so that's why I implemented that specific mantra. So as I said, when I first started repeating these mantras to myself, I felt like they were jokes. Like I didn't actually believe them in the beginning. And I love to stress that. Like it's so important for me to stress that to you, because whenever introducing new positive affirmations, whether it's about your body, like I love this part of my body, and you actually don't love that part of your body, or whatever it is you're trying to create, like new pathways in your brain and create new positive ways of thinking, like they might not feel real or true or good or anything like that in the beginning, and they definitely didn't for me. But as time went on, I started to experience ridiculous synchronicities in my life. I started meeting people who viewed the world as an abundant place, and like those connections and those relationships just started to flourish, and I started meeting more and more people like that. And then my YouTube videos went viral, and I received a big chunk of money. And at that point, that was kind of like the point that I started to believe it, that I am worthy of this because I saw it happen, and that life is easier and more fun with an abundance of money. Because at that point in my life, I was able to care for myself on a deeper level. I was no longer stressed about being able to provide produce for myself and to be able to nourish my body in the optimal way. And yeah, I'm not gonna dive too much into those stories. Those of you who have tuned into my whole journey, you've seen it unravel, so I don't necessarily want to narrate the story that you've already watched over these past 300 videos or so. But my point is, it didn't happen immediately, but when it happened, it was just like a positive snowball effect of positive momentum. And yeah, flash forward a couple years later from me deciding to start saying those mantras to myself and shift my mindset around money, I don't believe that money is evil anymore like I used to when I was younger, and literally just a couple of years ago. I now believe that money is a tool and I choose to utilize that tool with pure and loving intentions. I now believe that the more money that I have, the more that I can give to the world. And I don't necessarily mean that in like money comes in, money goes out directly to one person or a couple of people. I mean like the more I can create and serve the world in such a creative way. So let me break this down for you. I would not be able to reserve retreat centers or hire employees, hire Raw Alignment team members to help out with video editing, answering emails, business collaborations, design work, social media, like everything. The rebranding of Raw Alignment, new apparel that's coming out, life coaching. I wouldn't be able to create this without a foundation of money, essentially. I guess what I'm trying to say is I can do more with a team than I can do by myself. And in order to have team members helping bring my vision to life and people who are really in alignment with my vision, so it's our vision, like bringing this to life and being able to provide events and experiences and ebooks and coaching and like inspiration in so many different forms in order to bring this all to life and to inspire and help you align with your true self and feel motivated and feel inspired and feel like you're worthy. Like those are the messages and everything that I share. And in order to do that on a larger scale, I need money to back me up. And honestly, I think it's epic and I think that it's beautiful. And that's what I mean by the more that I have, the more that I can give. I can now reserve the most epic retreat centers, and I have such big plans for the future. More retreats, more events, seminars, workshops, a world tour, and a Raw Alignment festival. And honestly, all of those big dreams are just the beginning. And a couple years back, they were like massive, almost unattainable dreams, but I still dreamt them and I still kind of felt like they could happen. And money is what's backing that. And it's not evil, it's beautiful, and it's fucking amazing that I can reach so many people around the world and impact them, impact you in a positive way. And money is behind it. And it's not evil. It's amazing that I'm able to do this and that these experiences are literally like being brought to existence. We are creating them. The Raw Alignment team is creating this and providing these experiences, and not just experiences in person, but like anything, like free PDFs or email series or challenges or anything that we're creating. So that is where I stand with money right now. In my eyes, in my opinion, my view right now, of course, everything is subject. So that is where I stand with money right now. In my opinion, the way that I feel, my current view, although it's subject to change, because everything is subject to change in life, my current view is that money is a tool and I'm choosing to utilize it in a positive way. So I could ramble on and on, to be honest. Like, I enjoy talking about money and the way that it can be shared in the world and the way that it can help people. But I have some other videos planned in regards to business and everything, and I'm gonna cut myself off here. So I hope that you enjoyed hearing this story from me, and if you can resonate in any way, then please share your comments down in the comment section and I will read through them. And I just want to know your thoughts on this. I want to get in touch with you and see if you resonate with this, see if you feel differently, like share whatever you want to share. I want to connect with you in the comment section. And if you're interested in reading the book You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, I'm going to link that in the video description. Seriously a game changer. She also wrote another book called You Are a Badass at Making Money, which I have also read. Actually, I think I listened to the audiobook of that one. So I'm going to put those books and Audible in general, if you prefer to listen to audiobooks, I'll put everything like that in the video description, just so that you can tune in and dive into those resources, because they seriously changed my life. along with some others actually. I'll put some other books in there too. Okay, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and give it a thumbs up, honestly, if you're just excited for more business videos in general. And I suppose that is all. Thank you so much for being here with me. As I said in the beginning of this video, I was kind of nervous to share this video, and I am putting it out here with excitement. I am actually feeling so relieved and stoked to share this with you. So I hope you like it, and I love you, and I will see you soon.
I can see you hurting. I've been through the same thing. Baby, don't you worry, I got you. I just wanna know you. Tell me all your secrets.